had a great time here in Bali.
Yeah, true.
Got to know a lot of new people, made a lot of new friends, learned a lot of new things.
It's crazy how well connected everyone is in Bali and that everyone is willing to help.
You have to imagine our villa, all screens. We had the podcast set up almost ready. There are two guys, one in a suit, one with only a swimsuit.
He was
in our
ordering a
villa
steak.
recording videos. He ordered like half a kilo of steak.
Yeah. We didn't even know the guy. He was eating steak in our house.
So we arrived here and the first day was already like peak Bali.
Yeah.
Stefan Diepe. I'm a software developer. I started developing software when I was, I think, 14 or something. Started with Minecraft, the comment blocks update. Then I started doing websites.
That life isn't all about chasing numbers. Not only with money, also with listeners, with goals in your company, everything. That you can just enjoy the process.
Well, they say that people are going to Bali to find themselves, right? And it's fucking cliche. But I think I definitely came closer to finding my purpose in life, which sounds maybe a little bit deep.
Yes, welcome to already the last episode of the podcast Muscle Up. Thank you for listening. I am Mees.
My name is Jim Stone.
And this is already the last episode of the season. So in this episode, we're not going to have a guest. We're just going to reflect on the last 9 episodes with us two. Go over the biggest lessons we've learned, the people we got to know. If you like this, give us a 5-star review on Spotify. Like the video if you're watching on YouTube. And let's start.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. We had a podcast like 20 minutes ago, so my answer will still be the same, but I'll repeat it for you guys. A little bit tired. We've got a 24-hour flight ahead of us, so I'm not looking forward to it. But overall, I'm doing okay. What about you?
I'm doing good. Not looking forward to going home tonight already. Had a great time here in Bali.
Yeah, true.
Got to know a lot of new people, made a lot of new friends, learned a lot of new things. Overall had a great time.
Me too. It's crazy how well connected everyone is in Bali and that everyone is willing to help. It's like no one is scared that you'll steal an idea from them. And everyone is like, oh, I know someone who can maybe help you with this. And then they'll send you their contact details. And it's just so open everywhere. Which we will tell in a bit about the guests that we had in the podcast. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think if you're an entrepreneur or you're working for yourself or anything like that, or you're into fitness, you're a coach, anything like that, come to Bali. It's the perfect place. What you said, everyone is helping each other, and it's just like people with the same mindset gather here for some reason.
True. Yeah.
So that's great. It's so easy to connect with new people here.
Entrepreneur's paradise, I would say. I think we can start with the first episode, and I think the backstory is kind of interesting. So we landed on Bali at 11:30 in the evening on the 19th of June, and we arrived around 2 o'clock in the villa in the night. So we woke up and there were two guys here. One had no shirt on and the other one was in a suit. And they were recording videos with the girls who we've been living with. That was funny to have this experience. We didn't know them. They were really nice guys. And I got to know one of them pretty good within this, I think, 1 hour. And we talked about some interesting things. He's also an entrepreneur. And then I discussed with Mees, hey, maybe he's an interesting guest for the podcast. And so we recorded it. But it was already the peak Bali experience. We also said it in the podcast.
When we arrived, also the first day, our monitors for the computers got delivered. We had a whiteboard delivered, which we instantly wrote some things like mindset and all the cliche stuff we wrote on the whiteboard. So you have to imagine our villa, all screens. We had the podcast set up almost ready. There are two guys, one in a suit, one with only a swimsuit.
He was
in
ordering
our villa
a steak.
recording videos. he ordered like half a kilo of steak.
Yeah. We didn't even know the guy. He was eating steak in our house.
So we arrived here, and the first day was already like peak Bali.
Yeah, and I think that's a great introduction to the first guest, which was Thomas Groen. It's a Dutch guy, but we recorded in English. And he had quite an interesting story because he was really depressed and he planned to kill himself within a year. And it was 1 week after his birthday. And then 1 week before, he was like, yeah, fuck it. I'm going to die anyway. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. And in that week, he started to better his life. And the urge to kill himself was not there anymore. And from there, he built his personality or start developing himself and also build a business. And he was here in Bali to develop and scale his business. So it was already a fucking nice episode, first episode, in my opinion. There's something to add to it?
No, I think it's a great summary. What's the main thing you took away from that episode?
Oh, good question. Well, I can't resonate with his story, and I think a lot of you guys can't resonate with his story. But what I got away is it all doesn't matter. Just try something, go all out, and see if it works. And if it doesn't, also fine. But then you know it isn't for you. So yeah, I think that, like, to explain a little bit more, he had nothing. He was like, I'm gonna die anyway. Fuck it. I'm gonna go all in. What do I have to lose? And you can interpret that mindset into your life as well, except for the killing part. I won't recommend it. But you've got nothing to lose. Just go all in. Fuck it. Try to better your life as much as possible. So that's a big lesson, I think. What about you?
I think a little bit of the same. Also in the last episode, our guest actually asked us the question, what's your greatest piece of advice?
Yeah.
Then I also said, try everything. If you feel lost, just try everything so you know what you like when you don't have a direction in life.
Yeah. We've been living with Steph. He's a friend of ours. And we actually asked him a question, at least I did. I didn't tell you. I was like, do you want to be in a podcast? He was like, well, I thought about the question when you first started. And he was like, yeah, I don't know. Do you want to tell something? Here, this is your time, bro. Who are you? What do you do? And what lesson did you get from Bali? Come sit in the middle of us. We'll share the mic.
I have to think about...
Or you step over me? Yeah, fine. All right. Mic is yours.
Okay. Hello.
Who are you? What do you do?
I'm Stefan Diepe. I'm a software developer. I'm 21 years old. I started developing software when I was, I think, 14 or something. Started with Minecraft, the comment blocks update, and I started programming in that. And after that, I just tried making batch scripts, Visual Basic scripts that are like easy scripts for Windows. And then I started doing websites. And after that, did a study in 3 years where I learned everything. That's me.
How did you get in Bali here? How did you get here?
Well, I was driving with Jim, and Jim said, oh, I'm going to Bali. I said, oh, I'm jealous. He said, oh, come with. I said, no. I just returned from Thailand. I need to work hard, stack some money up again. And then I was driving another time with him, and he told me again about Bali. He said, come. I said, no. And then he just planted like a seed in my mind. So I was thinking about it. And then after, I think, a week of thinking about it, I just messaged him like, yo, can I join?
And what is the biggest lesson you got from Bali? What will you take home?
That's a difficult question, I think. I've met a lot of interesting people, very interesting people. So I don't think there's one big lesson. It's multiple lessons, but one of the things is just be social. Try to connect with other people. Try to network because people can help you more than you think.
How was your experience in Bali, and also compared to the last time you were here?
Oh, very different, very different. Because last time I was here, I was visiting Jim, who lived there for like 6 months. So the last month that he was here, I came. And we were in Denpasar, in like a apartment building with students. And yeah, when you're with students, it's like way different. You just eat cheap. You go out, chill a little bit, see the island. And this time it was like workation, so every day just working, and yeah, it's a very different bubble. You get free food when you post an Instagram story. It's like crazy, really crazy for me. Yeah.
Thank you for participating really spontaneously in our podcast.
Yeah.
Something to add to your story, or are you gonna keep on developing websites?
Well, I think I'm gonna keep developing websites, or not only websites, but mobile applications, websites, web applications, that kind of stuff.
Small advertisement place. Where can people find you?
Yeah, people can find me on deepvelop.nl. That's my website. If you need anything good that works, that looks good, then you can come to me, and I will make it happen.
All right, maybe we'll give you a full episode if you're big enough, man.
Okay, we'll find out.
All right,
I'll send you the bill for this advertisement afterwards.
Everything can happen in a Muscle Up podcast. Episode 2.
Joe.
Yeah, I think you can tell the backstory how we met him.
Yeah, actually, before we even met him,
True.
Should I tell the story about?
Definitely.
We saw him at a restaurant open house here in Bali. We were just sitting in the restaurant, and he caught our eye because his table was not straight.
He didn't have a shirt on. Tattoos everywhere. Looked like the fucking Punisher.
Yeah, and he came here in this restaurant and trying to straighten out his table. So that was really funny. And then we saw him in the Obsidian, the gym where we went. It also has a sauna and an ice bath, hot tub, swimming pool, even a slide. So it's a really nice place also to connect with other people. And I think we spoke to him in the sauna at first. He was asking about the temperature of the ice bath. Yeah. So that way we just started a conversation. We started talking and asking him what he does. And then he said that he coaches men in like approaching women and talking to women, being more social. So we just thought that was very interesting, and we asked him to come on the podcast.
Yeah, true.
Do I miss anything?
Yeah, well, he's a little bit in the mix of being a dating coach and just being a mental coach. Well, he coaches mostly men. I'm not sure if he coaches women, but no, I think mostly men to interact more socially, develop their social skills, get their life in order, and especially talk to women, because he has a few examples where he coaches businessmen who have got everything except for a relationship or a girl or context socially. And yeah, he just coaches them. And it was a really interesting story. We also talked about masculinity, femininity, and topics that are really booming today. So in my opinion, it was quite an interesting conversation that made me think about it a lot afterwards as well. It made him think as well. He was flabbergasted that two young guys, he's 41 himself, or 38, could ask these kind of questions. He actually asked after the podcast if we could send it to him because he wanted to use them in his coaching. So that was a really good compliment. We saw him a couple of times after the podcast as well. Just a great guy, man. I've got nothing negative to say. It's a really nice guy. He got your eye immediately. It's nice.
Yeah, it was immediately like the energy he gave off was really good. We started the conversation and you could immediately tell like he thought about what he was telling us. So that's great.
Yeah. We go to episode 3.
Yes, Daan.
Daan. Should I tell the backstory of this one?
Yes,
So
go ahead.
we're living in a house with, of course, Steph, the guy that you just saw, Manon and Elise. We've had Manon in the podcast. They've got a content creation agency, Manon and Elise, two sisters. And we're living with Davy, who makes retreats and does kickboxing. And they have got a network here in Bali with friends and business partners, or however you want to call it. And one of them is Daan. It's a friend of Manon, I think. And Manon, can I say what Manon said about him?
Yeah, the first thing Manon said.
Yeah, she said
it's really
like
funny.
She said like he cures. I'm not sure if curing is the right word, but I'll correct it afterwards. He cures gay people. So of course it's not curing because being gay is not a disease. But he coaches men to be in their masculine energy and females in their feminine energy.
Yeah, we should add though that Manon introduced him that way to us, like for the podcast.
As a joke as well.
Yeah, and he doesn't advertise that way. It's just something that happens unexpectedly.
He had some
by
cases where it
setting men
happened.
more in their masculine energy.
Yeah.
So it's not like the goal of his coaching.
No, totally not. The goal is to coach people mentally to feel better in their life, and he does this with the Atlas strategy. I'm not sure. I think it was the Atlas strategy. And it sometimes happened that some gay men liked women again, and it was a funny coincidence that he noticed. But it was a really nice podcast. He developed himself spiritually. In the beginning of the podcast, I was a little bit, this is a little floating Swave Dave.
A bit too spiritual, maybe, for some listeners.
That's how I want to say it. But at the end, it was nice.
Yeah, if you haven't listened to that episode, you should just keep listening. After the first 5 minutes, it gets more like into depth. So it's not only the spirituality of the beginning of the episode.
True, and I found him really open-minded about everything. He really thought about everything and listened to our kind of views. And I think he asked back as well. So it was more like a conversation, and that was really nice. Yeah.
Definitely. And we maybe got a little bit into the political side of things with that episode.
True, yeah. I liked it actually.
But I think we stayed like neutral. So
I mean, maybe I didn't, but yeah.
At least we try to not like
pick a side.
Pick a side that and try to ask questions as neutral as possible.
Yeah.
To discover both sides of the spectrum.
True. Yeah. It was a really nice episode. The next one is JB.
Yeah.
So that's your turn to introduce him.
How did we met JB? That
Manon
was also
and
through
Elise,
Manon and Elise, right? We didn't met him before the podcast, I think.
No, we didn't.
I think there's not really a great backstory to that.
It was spontaneous.
It was just spontaneous. Manon said he may be an interesting guest, and
we said
he came here anyway for a meeting, I think, with Manon. So we just said, no, if he's already here, we should do a podcast together.
Yeah, true. So JB, his name is Joet. And he just started with UGC, and he's Islamitic and has quite an interesting backstory because he had 2 accidents and he turned his life around 2 times and is really fighting himself now at this age. He's 34, I think, or 32. And the story was pretty interesting because we talked about business, about life, and in what stage he is in life right now and how his religion comes to play with his life. And I think the combination is quite interesting, especially on Bali. And he talked about the challenges he's facing, but also about the positive side. So it was quite an interesting episode, especially because we've had a lot of Christian people on the podcast, and this was a Islamic person. So I think the contrast is really nice. Do you have something to add to it?
I think it's very interesting because he had 2 accidents, and he was in the hospital a lot, and at one point he was depressed and wasn't in a great state of mind, that he just decided to go to Bali and try
He's
to live
living on his savings as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he so strongly believes in himself, and I can admire that. That he strongly believes in himself, and that also makes other people believe in him, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I hope he succeeds with the UGC.
I hope so too. I think he will. He's got the face for it.
Yeah, definitely. Also the mindset,
Sure.
of course.
Then the next one, is it Christina already?
It's Christina.
It goes fast. So I'll gonna tell the backstory. So I was sitting in a cafe, open house once again. It was after a run club, and I talked to this girl whose name is Christina, and she started talking about what she did, and she basically got a community, and she trades, and she let people copy her trades so they can make money, and she dropped this all in the community, and in order to get into the community, you pay. And she told me, she was like, hey, maybe you can do the same because you've got a lot of knowledge and you already like to share things. It's sort of like coaching. And it resonates with what you believe in life. I was like, hey, that's a good question. She was like, yeah, I can help you. Like, you sure? That's okay. So the next day we met up and I already did some pre-work and she was here for that to explain me a little. And we got to talk and we talked about her backstory, which is fucking crazy. She went into wild rehab and you have to listen to the podcast for sure. Can you spice it up? What she's been through, like the topics?
Yeah, but before that, maybe to add to the backstory of how we met her. Actually, she already knew Manon and Elise.
Yeah, true.
We went to Ubud together. And
vlog.
After that, I spoke to her in the sauna, also at the Obsidian gym. And I thought... I was speaking to her and she was telling a little bit about what she does and not yet really about her backstory, where she came from. But I already thought like it was very interesting. So I told it to you. Maybe she's an interesting person to have on the podcast. And you were a little bit skeptical, but then you read the backstory of what she's been through, and then we just said we should do a podcast together.
Yeah.
But I was flabbergasted by her backstory, what she's been through. She went to, as you said, rehab in the wild, so she didn't have anything. She had to make fire by herself. She had to hike for fucking water.
As a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah, and if she didn't do it, she didn't have water. So
she got kidnapped by a kidnapping company in America. That's just the little bit of the highlight. So much more happened.
Even the thought that there's a fucking company
to kidnap you.
Kidnap children away from their parents to get them to rehab.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
So yeah, then I'll tell also why I was skeptical, because I only saw the surface, and I was like, the thing I was really careful with is that on Bali you've got this cliche core seller stereotype, and that's what I saw on first hand, and I don't want to talk about that the most. It can be quite interesting, but not too much. And then the backstory resonates with the mindset and the lifestyle part. So it was like, fuck yeah, this. I think a lot of people can learn from this. So we got in the podcast, and it was very spontaneous. She was like, oh yeah, sure. When do you want to do it? I said, after lunch. She was like, oh fuck, okay. So we got a coffee, and then we did the podcast, and it turned out fucking great. I loved it. And yeah, we made her think, and she made us think, which is good. Yeah. We're going into Matt right now, right? Or Kes?
Kes. Kes Verdi. How did we meet him?
You sent his reel to me, I think, because he is a videographer, and a content creator, and
and then we discovered Manon already knew him. So that what we have so many guests through Manon.
Thank you, Manon and Elisa. Thank you very much.
So that's really nice. And also his backstory on how he was in the Netherlands and he didn't like his surrounding, and he was getting depressed and just decided to move abroad and pursue his dream, also on his savings at first. And he moved to Bali. He started posting videos because he was feeling depressed, and he thought like the pursuit of posting a video every day would help, and it definitely did. And also other side of the extra thing that came with posting the stories was that he built up an audience, and so that companies started reaching out to him and wanted to sponsor him. So that's
great success story. In the first 6 months, he lived alone in the east of Bali, which is not really crowded. Lived under the locals, traveled a lot alone, spent a lot of time alone. But that one goal a day, posting once a day, I think that was the flick of getting out of the depression, I think. It's a really interesting podcast. Really nice guy. We had a really good conversation after the podcast as well. It sucks that we didn't have that conversation in the podcast, but hey, so be it. Maybe a second episode with him, maybe once, somewhere in the future. But that was Kes.
Then we're on to Matt. Matt, we actually
Planned before
we went to Bali. Because we tried to plan some episodes before we went, so that we had some kind of certainty of recording episodes here. Matt was the only one that we accomplished to plan before we went here. So we already had a video call with him, I think.
First off, I've got a friend who lived there as well. His name is Dawa. If you're listening, thank you very much, bro. He's a friend of Matt, and he was like, yeah, Matt is maybe an interesting guest. So they linked him to us, and we had a video call while I was in the train. Connection was sucked, but we did it. Really open guy, enthusiastic, positive, and just happened. Calisthenics athlete, moved to Bali as well. Does online coaching, lifestyle coaching as calisthenics coaching, and he has got a future ahead of him, or at least a vision that is beautiful in my opinion. Listen to the podcast if you want to know what it is. Fucking great guy. Love it. His house was getting raided before the podcast.
Yeah,
it's also
a crazy story.
Listen to the podcast. It's nice. It's worth it.
Yeah. And he was from Australia, where he also first started with like a lifestyle of drinking, partying, like everything, and then also changed his mindset to be able to pursue something that made him actually happy in the long term.
Yeah, I think a lot of guests from this season resonate with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Then the next one.
The next one is already Leo.
Leo, that was yesterday. Okay, so I'm gonna tell
you should tell the backstory about this one.
What the fuck? That was my back. Did you hear the crack?
No.
Oh, I was in the gym and I did some calisthenics and then I did some Viking presses for shoulders. And in the gym, I'm in my own world. You can talk to me, it's fine. I'm very open. But I have to switch. So it was like, hey man, so you're calisthenics. I want a personal training. Do you do it? Yeah, sure. Never done it. Only give group classes, calisthenics. Never done personal training, calisthenics. But fuck it. I mean, I've got the knowledge. Why can't I give it personal training? Because I've done it in fitness as well. So we connected and we planned a date. And then he had business. And the next date he had business. And the next date he had business. So we couldn't find a date. And then at a certain point, I saw a reel of him because I didn't really know what he did. I saw his Instagram bio, but it was a little bit vague in my opinion. And then I saw a reel, and we can't go too much into it, but he said it was weird to see that the whole world was using my product. I was like, what the fuck, who is this guy? So I just fucking called him and said, bro, I've got a podcast. We're leaving on Thursday. Can you do a podcast today or tomorrow? He was like, yeah, can make it work. What about 12? Deal. Was here at 12. Brought a friend of mine, Kyle Kuznik. Maybe some of you guys know, 300K followers. And we had a podcast. We didn't go too much into the work that he does, but we got into business and how he started. Fucking interesting story. Also flabbergasted. Very technical about starting a business, which is really good. I don't think we went that deep into business. And then the personal side. He is intelligent, articulate, nice accent as well, and he's a charming guy who knows his way around with words, I would say.
Definitely.
Yeah,
it's great to have a conversation with such an intelligent person, because every question you throw at him, he has his answer ready. So it was also it made it very difficult for us to make him think.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the goals we have when inviting a guest. We try to ask questions they haven't thought about before. So to have them think about it. So that was very difficult. I think we managed to do it with some questions.
True.
But yeah, it was a very intelligent guy, and he just had, for most questions, he had his answer ready. He thought about everything, and yeah, also the things he's built, it's just insane. He's the head of brand of ClickUp. Some of you may know ClickUp. It's a business software which does almost everything. It's a CRM software. It's a communication software. It's a bookkeeping software. It's just almost everything is in there. And he also, before that, he was founder and CEO of Plutio.
Still is.
Still is. But he started that before being head of brand at ClickUp. And that's also like an sort of an everything app for businesses. So it's insane. At such a young age, he could start such a startup.
Yeah. Well, he's 32.
Yeah, but he started very young.
Yeah, true. And then actually, I asked him a question afterwards. Why couldn't you plan a date? Wasn't it just an excuse? He didn't have the answer. In the end, it was an excuse, and we planned the personal training the day after. After the personal training, he had some questions because he wanted to start a podcast himself as well. He was like, yeah, when do you have time? Because I don't want to talk about it in the street, just quick. I was like, yeah, I can do now. I have to eat, but we can do. So I went to his house, and he invited me for a fucking spontaneous podcast where I had to put a camera on my head, drove to a restaurant, and then had a conversation there. I missed you a lot, bro, because I had so many things I wanted to say, but I couldn't or didn't remember it, like the butterfly garden attracting thing, like these kind of quotes. It's like Mees is analytical and really analyzes the conversation and remembers things quite good. And I'm impulsive, and this comes, so it's not structured. So that was a little bit like, fuck, man. But yeah, still nice experience, great guy. Nothing negative to say about him, except for the fact that he has to pick up his calisthenics. So if you're listening, bro, do it. And then it's the last one.
Yeah.
Today.
We actually had a last podcast today. So the timing of this podcast was just perfect because we were looking for a last guest, and we only had 2 days left. So it was, I was stressing a little bit. Can we make it? Can we make it? Can we record the full season here in Bali? But I went to a run club yesterday, and I spoke to a lot of people there. And I started speaking to this American guy who's from California. And he first asked what I did. So I told him about the podcast, obviously. And then he said, I may have an interesting story for you. And so he started telling us the story of how he started making 70K at 17 years old, retired his mom at 20 years old, and eventually discovered that money wasn't the thing what's making him happy. So he got depressed, and after that he turned around and started pursuing a goal which made him happy. He started pursuing a purpose, starting a marketing agency because he likes to build things which don't already exist. So he now builds logos, ads, things for companies which don't exist yet.
True. I also started an academy for people who want to start a advertisement business, creative advertisement business.
Yeah, so he told a little bit of that story already at the Run Club, and I just said, yeah, fuck it, can you record a podcast tomorrow at 10? And he said, yeah, let's do it. He was very enthusiastic, so that was also nice.
He also sold or advertised for weed companies and sold vapes, which were his first businesses and made him 70K a month. But that didn't make him happy. So that's a little sneak peek. I recommend listening to the full episode. Really nice guy. And asked us a really good question at the end of the podcast. So listen it fully. Even after the outro, he asked the question. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was also nice that he asked us the question. So, yeah.
I think that's it.
That are all the episodes we recorded here. What was the biggest lesson you have learned in Bali?
Ooh. Can you give your answer? I have to pee because of the coconut, man. I wanted to hold it in, but I had to pee since episode 2.
Okay, go.
Yeah.
You go pee. I'll give my answer. I was waiting for you because I had to think about my answer. But I think the biggest lesson I've learned here is that life isn't all about chasing numbers. Not only with money, also with listeners, with goals in your company, everything. That you can just enjoy the process. And I think I'm too focused on the next goal instead of enjoying the process. And that's one of the things I learned here, because everyone I met here was just very chill, very enjoying life, just enjoying life here. And that's also the place that's making that possible. Just sun most of the time. We've had some rain, but most of the time it's just nice weather. We live in a very nice villa. We have a swimming pool. There's a rainforest out here, and just amazing views. So that also makes it possible to enjoy your surroundings more, I think. But yeah, it's also just a little bit of the mindset of just enjoying the moment.
Yeah, that's nice, man. That's
How
really
about
nice.
you?
Well, they say that people are going to Bali to find themselves, right? And it's fucking cliche. But I think I definitely came closer to finding my purpose in life, which sounds maybe a little bit deep. But with all the guests, I mean, I've been on quite a journey to figure out what I want in life. I've got a goal, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna get there. And I was interested in every guest story because it could maybe be a possibility for me to pursue. And like you said, try everything. Well, this gave me the opportunity to try everything because I've got a visual now of what all I can try. That's why I was interested in the community part, in the UGC thing, building a personal brand and everything. And I think the end is just I want to do something that helps people. I'm here to help people to leave a great impact, whether it's big or small. I'd love to do it one-to-one as well, which resonates with the podcast because we can make an impact on the guest and in you guys. So it's in Dutch they said twee vliegen in één klap, two flies in one clap. Yeah, man. I think the biggest lesson I got was that I know what I want. I'm not sure if that's a lesson for the listener, but it's something that it gave me.
And what do you want?
To make people happy, to help people, to just make an impact, to create and make an impact. That's what I want. And with the work I'm gonna do in the future, which might come, still not sure what, I know that it has to be a goal where I help people. That's yeah. So I narrowed it down, let's just say, and I think I'm on the right path, and I'm happy and I believe in it all will work out. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, when I got here, I've already had a few conversations with you, with Manon, and with Steph also about this. That I was a little bit overwhelmed because it's very busy here. You live here with 6 people in a villa, and you meet so many new people, and also there's just so many doors opening because you meet so many new people who like earn their money with everything. And travel the world and do all sorts of different things. So there's just, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. And it's a bit overwhelming to have so many possibilities, I think. But yeah, it calmed down a little bit right now. And I think it's good to have all those different possibilities. But yeah, when you come here at first, it's just, whoa, what the hell is this even possible? And what the hell should I do with the rest of my life? But yeah, I just started reflecting on it and wrote some things down, and that certainly helped.
Nice, man.
And yeah, if I'm answering the same question as you, like what I want to do, I think it's also helping people. I think it's a bit different because for you, I think it's mostly one-on-one helping people because you're very social, very outgoing, very extrovert. And for me, it's more helping people indirectly. With my own company, we obviously make sustainable products for hospitals, and with that, I'm helping a lot of people. Not only the hospitals, the people who use our products because it makes their life easier and their work easier. But also the environment, because we make the sustainable products from fully recycled plastic. They don't have to throw away all the cardboard products anymore. So helping people that way, and also with the podcast, I hope we can help a lot of people. And I think we have with this, especially this last season, with the guests we've invited. I think we could help a lot of people.
Definitely. Where can people find you?
Mees, MEES Jensen, JANSENN on Instagram. And that's mostly it. That's most important, I think.
All right.
Where can people find you?
For me, it's Jim Pistone, Jim_Pistone, so GIM_PISTONE on Instagram, on TikTok, and soon I'll have a website, but I'm not sure what the link is, so that sucks. But
we'll put it in the description if we know.
And I would say,
before that, I want to thank the listener a lot, because we've grown immensely over the last few seasons.
Yeah, we haven't even said that this episode.
It's fucking insane. We went from 300 to now over 1,600
on Spotify
viewers per month.
Only on Spotify.
Only on Spotify.
What the fuck?
So yeah, we're growing so fast now.
We got 100
amazing to see, and
listeners in one day, right?
It also 100 extra above the listeners we already normally have. So that's insane, and it also motivates us to keep going, and to make the quality better, to invite even more inspiring guests, and to help you guys with experience and knowledge from the best entrepreneurs, the best people in the fitness industry.
True. Yeah.
And I hope we can continue to do that.
Definitely.
Do you have anything to add?
No.
Then I would say
stay inspired, motivated, and focused on your goals. Thank you for listening to Muscle Up, and see you in the next episode.
Season 6! Fucking heel seizoen doorheen geknald in 3 weken.